In this video we'll be discussing the potential future of the European Super League. The recent breakaway attempt at a European Super League failed ultimately because there wasn't a large enough appetite on fans to watch a meaningless competition. With 15 teams out of the 20 automatically qualifying just by being founding members, there's very little incentive for competition between these teams. It ruins their domestic competitions because they don't need to compete to earn an entry place, and it ruins the competition itself because there's only one team that's able to win the contest, and as the contest progresses further and further and there's fewer points available and you start to realise that you've got a slim chance of winning, then there's no incentive to compete anymore. So you get a lot more games that have very little meaning, and it becomes a series of exhibition or friendly games. A solution to the main objection is that every team has to earn their place in the European Super League. However, there's little appetite amongst these breakaway clubs to do that. These clubs already need to qualify for the Champions League. So if there's a competition where you have to earn your place, this would essentially just replace the Champions League, because there's not enough days in a week or enough weeks in a year for the teams to compete in the domestic league, the Champions League and the European Super League. The benefit of the European Super League to these clubs is that they would be guaranteed a place in Europe's elite. So they'd be guaranteed to play big games against other big teams, so they'd be guaranteed very large crowds and a very big payday. If it goes on merit, where the teams have to earn their place, they are not guaranteed any of this. And that's why, without the closed shop, there's no real point to changing what's already there. With football fans having little appetite to watch a closed shop competition, and with these breakaway clubs having little appetite for wanting to earn their place in any competition, there seems to be very little hope of a future for a European Super League. However, there were a minority of football fans who were enticed by the idea of seeing more big games against the best teams in Europe. A solution to this would be to create a very small elite league where each team plays each other twice and the teams qualify based on their own merit. This would allow for all of the best teams to have more games against other top teams, to be guaranteed the payday, which is what they want, so it satisfies the needs of the club, and it also satisfies the needs of the fans to watch these elite games. But this mini league would have to be no more than about 7 teams if these teams are also going to compete in their domestic competitions to earn their place in this competition the following season. This competition would also suffer the fate that many competitions have. Without any sort of promotion or relegation and only one prize available for winning the league, a lot of the later games towards the end of the season will become meaningless, because you'll get teams competing who have no chance of winning the league, so the result doesn't matter, making it a glorified friendly. Another solution would be to put the European Super League at the top of the football pyramid for every single domestic competition. Each team earns their place in the contest, and then they only play in this European League for that season. There would be relegation from this league, so it keeps the contest fresh as teams drop out and new teams come in. The issue with this is deciding which teams get promoted into the European Super League. The teams that come out is fairly straightforward. You could say the team who finishes bottom comes out. But let's say hypothetically this team is an English team. Do they just come out and swap places with the team who finishes top of the English division, which would then be unfair on all of the other nationalities? The other solution would be that the teams who finish top of their table in that season all compete to see which is the best team out of these domestic champions to then take that next spot in the UEFA Super League. But suppose the English team gets relegated and the Spanish team gets in. That would then have a knock-on effect in the English and the Spanish domestic competitions. The English Premier League would either end up with 21 teams in it, so they would all need to play more games that next season, or it would affect the number of teams that get relegated or promoted into the English Premier League. Likewise, it would have a very similar effect in La Liga, and then this can have a trickle-down effect through all the other leagues. With these logistical issues, there doesn't seem to be a viable solution to a European Super League.